Everybody's got,
Only 4 hours.
everybody's informed us of all the things
I
we need to do.
know. Oh, I know. I don't.
Drink more tea.
Yeah, we gotta get in shape.
Gotta get in shape.
Get in shape, drink tea, go shopping, sing Kumbap, 5-7 miles, go to Brazil.
And then bike to Brazil.
And then bike to Brazil, stop at the mall there, and then write to somebody about a card that you made. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take the tea and we'll give it back to Joe.
That is called Way to Go.
I'm gonna get some way to go.
No, it comes
smells
prepackaged.
delicious.
Okay. All right. I'm going to talk to you today about drinking and driving. A little more sobering topic, no pun intended. According to DUIinfo.com, the leading cause of death for Americans ages 16 to 24 is alcohol-related car incidents. Given our demographic in this room, 16 to 24 seems like a pretty common age for this room. I would say we're all in there, correct? Basically, I want to talk about two of the consequences around drinking and driving. Course casualties, probably the most important, and affects everyone the most generally. The second of which is DUIs. We all hear about them. I'll probably know somebody that's got one. There's definitely more serious now than they kind of seem to have been in the past. There's a lot more attention shed on them around the country, around the world for that matter. So speaking of casualties and drinking and driving, just roundabout, how many people do you think a day are not affected, but would be considered a casualty from an alcohol-related accident? How many people a day?
In what world?
In the United States.
1,000, yeah.
Breaks down, according to DUIinfo.com, to about 70 people a day, about 500 people a week, about 25,000 a year. Now, I think this info was probably just a little bit dated, and there's no evidence that it's going anywhere but up. So, I mean, with 25,000 people a year killed in alcohol-related accidents, we can imagine how big an effect that has on everybody. I would be willing to bet that pretty much everyone in here has been affected by an alcohol-related accident at some point in time or another. Be it yourself, somebody you know, somebody within your family. Just somehow or another have been affected. With those type of numbers, it's hard to believe that it's only getting more and more rampant instead of the trends actually being reversed. What I was going to ask you is actually, is there anybody in here that has not been affected in some way or another? Anybody, by a show of hands? Don't know anybody that's ever, so we got one person in the class. Anybody else? And pretty much everybody knows of someone. So it goes to show it's just how many people are affected, how detrimental of effect it has every day with people. The second thing I want to talk about was DUIs. According to DUIlaws.com, a first offender for a DUI can receive up to 48 hours to 11 months in jail, 29 days or 7 days if their alcohol level is high enough, and we'll get into the alcohol levels in just a moment. It can be anywhere from a $350 to a $1,500 fine. It's not including your lawyer fees, bailing out of jail, and all that other good stuff that comes along with being arrested that I'm sure none of us ever want to be in. You can lose your license for up to a year. You actually do lose your license for up to a year unless you can go to a DUI driving school and apply to get your license in certain situations, maybe for work or for school. You have restricted drive times and other stipulations on there that you have to prove to the court why you deserve to have a driver's license. Normally no driving at night whatsoever. And then, of course, the DUI school, like I said before, is required to regain your license, even after the year before you can have your driver's license reinstated. So, what does it take to be drunk, or to be intoxicated and be behind the wheel? Does anybody know the blood alcohol level? 0.08. I mean, you hear it all the time. We always hear about it. Mothers Against Drunk Driving say that a person at 0.08 is 11 times more likely to be in a fatal crash than an unimpaired driver. So 11 times more likely, yet people still get behind the wheel all the time. We all know the limit is 0.08, but can we apply that to our everyday lives? Matt also explains that to read a 0.08 BA